again, and welcome back to the CruiseAway show with Derek and Joe. Every day we're full of exciting ideas for your next holiday getaway. The world is cruising and it's time to come and join them.
Absolutely you should, and we're rolling out the red carpet for you in this show with exciting luxury Cunard voyaging trips for 2026 in Europe. And we are delivering full VIP service too, with added city stays, premium airport passes and more to our delicious selection of sophisticated journeys today.
It's the ultimate pinnacle for cruisers, joining one of the four fabulous queens from Cunard on their epic voyages around this little globe of ours. Later, we've got a coastal splendour special taking in Greece, Italy, Croatia and Malta on Queen Victoria, including a stay in Rome. She'll also be voyaging us to Spain, Portugal and the Greek Isles for a longer getaway, and that will include a stay in London. More details of all of that coming up later. But talking of London, we're heading there first in our Dream Away package number 1. It's 19 nights for July in 2026, voyaging European gems and capitals. And we'll start by flying from Sydney over to London to enjoy 3 nights of city break, bed and breakfast in a cool city centre hotel in the capital of the UK.
Oh, wonderful. London. Yeah, wonderful. And maybe you're going to catch up with some relatives here and they can come and meet you whilst you're here for the 3 days, or easily take a train to different parts of the UK from London. It's very well connected. But of course, London itself as a capital city is one of the world's most famous for, you know, a very good reason. It is jaw-droppingly wonderful. There's just so much to do, see, experience and eat in London. You've got to have the afternoon tea. Then it's down to Southampton and we are joining, of course, the newest, most anticipated vessel in the Cunard fleet, the Queen Anne.
Talking of afternoon tea.
Yeah, she was exactly, you're going to do it in style here on Cunard. She was only launched in May 2024, the first new Cunard ship in decades. And look, they are very thoughtful when they're bringing out a new vessel. They're not just going to keep bringing out new ships every year. This has taken a long time to get right, and you're going to be in the middle of it all on the Queen Anne. I mean, I'm very jealous here because this is amazing.
Yeah, me too.
You know, the thing is with Cunard, it's about classic cruising in the finest way. It's about ballroom dancing and white-gloved afternoon teas and strolling down the stairs arm in arm for formal night, ladies in your sequins, gents in your tuxedos, and just thinking, this is, you know, this is what cruising should be like. Of course, you know, there's lots of modern touches to the ship. You've got the classic element, but mixed with modern sophistication as well. The dining rooms, you know, so it's deco style. Most of the Cunard ships are deco style, you know, in a salute to the grand age of cruising, which is lovely. I mean, just look at these beautiful bar venues, you know, lots of crystal around the ship, lots of beautiful artwork as well. And you will get to experience why Cunard is so famous. Maybe you're back for another cruise on Cunard, and this might be your very first experience on Queen Anne. Probably likely it is. But look, take in some of the incredible dining experiences. I mean, the grand dining room every night is a proper exciting affair. You know, the cuisine is world famous. You've got some celebrated chefs on board cooking up these delicious dishes for you. Marble bathrooms, you know, beautiful polished wooden decks. You know, you have the traditional naval stripes. It just feels incredible to be on board a Cunard ship.
It looks a hard life, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks, I don't know how you're going to struggle your way through all this luxury and all of this, you know, fuss and pamper over you, but, you know, do your very best is what I will say, people.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look gorgeous? Amazing.
Yeah, and they even have their own gin.
Oh, yeah, amazing. Good to experience. So let's sail out of iconic Southampton.
Absolutely. First up, we're into Hamburg. Now, this is a gateway to Berlin if you want to visit Berlin, but Hamburg itself is such a charming city, full of waterways and bridges and lovely architecture. And Germany in the summertime is very special indeed. Then we're into Copenhagen and, you know, oh my gosh, probably one of my favorite capitals in all of Europe. I love the colorful houses with the fishing boats where you can just sit and enjoy enjoy a nice coffee, a beer, or perhaps stroll around the city and see what's on offer. Next up, it's Visby. This is a very unique island recognized by UNESCO as the best preserved medieval commercial centre in Northern Europe. And every year they have a big medieval festival in the summertime. You might get to experience it whilst you're there, in fact. Next up, it's Helsinki in Finland. This is pretty incredible. You should take a tour of the city because you can learn about the rock church, which is pictured there, and also the ice cutting boats, which are just fascinating to learn about how they actually operate. Next up, it's Tallinn in Estonia. Like Latvia and Lithuania, the Baltic Republic of Estonia has survived a turbulent history, and you can learn all about that if you take a city tour or perhaps you head on into some of the amazing museums on offer. There's a torch museum there, by the way. Stockholm's next in Sweden. You might want to take a bike tour, which takes you through some of the lovely parks in Stockholm, or, indeed one of the others on offer, and speak to your shore excursions team about that.
Go and sing with ABBA.
Yes, the ABBA Museum. Next up, it's Kiel in Germany. We don't see this very often on itineraries, and it's beautiful. It's known for the canal that leads up to Kiel, of course, which I've sailed through. It's a very pretty city to stroll around as well. I think you'll be doing a lot of that because it's summertime. Then Skagen awaits for its Grand Art Museum, its lovely nature centre, and indeed you can head on over to the Bunker Museum whilst you're there to learn all about the history in this fascinating port. Now we're back into Southampton, where we'll fly back to Sydney, and of course end-to-end flights are included, this amazing itinerary, the mini break in London at the beginning. But I love that you've got some unusual ports that we don't often see on itineraries included in this adventure. So yeah, what an incredible offering we have on the table for you here.
Oh, amazing. I mean, like any sailing you can possibly see with Cunard, it's going to be beautifully curated in terms of a journey and an itinerary wherever she is, wherever they are, should I say, the four queens around the world. It is going to be a truly enriching and wonderful journey. 19 incredible nights for this one, and it really is a true getaway exploring the capitals and gems of Europe. So included in the package is your return flights to and from London, a 3-night bed and breakfast hotel stay in London, and then your 2 weeks voyaging on Cunard's Queen Anne from Southampton, taking in Europe's incredible cities and capitals in Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Finland and Estonia. Sailing back into Southampton, we then transfer you from the end of the cruise to the airport in London for your flight back to Sydney. And when you're in Heathrow Airport in London, we've laid on the premium lounge for you as well to enjoy before you get on your flight. You're very welcome. And here is your exceptional price tag. Remember, Cunard really is a cut above the rest of cruising, and it really is that lovely quintessential kind of 5-star beyond standard, and yet your price tag would not lead you in that kind of direction at all, would it? That's an amazing price tag. That is one to snap up straight away. Start talking to our team right now. 1300 411 968 is the number to call. Have a chat with our team. You can tailor this offer as well, as much as you want to. Maybe you want to stay longer in London, maybe at the end of the cruise when you get back to the airport rather than flying back to Sydney. Maybe there's something you want to do along the way. Maybe there's another city between here and there that you think, I fancy going there as well. No worries, we can tailor a Dream Away package that is absolutely unique to you. So use our 25 years plus of travel know-how and get that to work here at CruiseAway. Here's the details if you want to upgrade for this package though to Ocean View or Balcony or indeed Grand Suite on board Queen Anne. Queen Anne is beautiful as well actually, because obviously the other 3 queens are classic quintessential Cunard, and Queen Anne is almost like turning a new page. It's almost like, okay, it's bringing design touches in for now, for where we are right now and what we like to enjoy right now, but having those classic quintessential essentials, if you like, of Cunard, and it's wonderful. I have to say, go out there and look at the rave reviews for Queen Anne. Even very, very loyal Cunard passengers who cruise year after year after year with Cunard are saying this is wonderful. We haven't lost that essential character, that sophistication, that feel, that grandeur, if you like. That's what we love about Cunard, and it is still there on this slightly more modern, sort of up-to-date, brand new addition to the fleet. And remember, as far as we know, there are no more plans currently from Cunard. There are no secret announcements. There's nothing coming down the line about another edition. So that keeps it nice and exclusive to just 4 ships.
Well, quality, not quantity with Cunard. This
absolutely.
is the thing. You know, every single one of their vessels is beloved.
Yeah, it means it's difficult to get them booked up, though, as well. It means that they do sell out very, very quickly because the whole world has their eyes on just 4 ships, remember.
Yeah.
Just bear that in mind.
And everybody has that on their cruising bucket list to experience, like you said, the pinnacle of cruising. So next on our luxurious voyaging with Cunard, an epic and romantic coastal splendours voyage on Cunard's Queen Victoria. The trip is also for June in 2026, and we start our 19 nights by checking into Sydney Airport's premium lounge. Relax and indulge before you fly to the most romantic of romantic cities in the world, Rome. When we arrive, you can relax and take it all in, and we've checked you in to 3 fabulous nights to enjoy a hotel in Rome. The Eternal City, the city of so much history, heritage, culture, ancient history, that it's almost overwhelming. But the lovely thing about Rome is you don't have to have set plans in place if you don't want. Just strolling from area to area, you will see thousands of years of ancient history. And I love that, from the Colosseum through to the Trevi Fountain, the Spanish Steps through to Vatican City. It is awe-inspiring, this city. Then it's time for us to sail on board the gorgeous Queen Victoria. For 14 fabulous nights, I've been lucky to be on board Victoria a few times now, and she is, I know you're not supposed to have favourites, but she's my favourite. I love Queen Victoria. The layout's gorgeous, the staff, and crew are very welcoming. My favourite place on board is Winter Garden. Upstairs we can enjoy a lovely afternoon tea in the traditional British way with the white gloves, and champagne if you want to indulge as well. And by the way, you could do that every single day whilst you're sailing, because it's all included in your cruise fare, as is your main dining room, as is your buffet. There's some specialty restaurants as well if you want to enjoy a really good steak, if you want to enjoy some Italian. You've got other options on offer for you. There's also the Golden Lion pub, where you can go and enjoy a nice pub meal, pub grub, as the British call it, of course, and a nice pint of something.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips, absolutely.
That sounds good, doesn't it?
Or they do a good ploughman's in
lunch.
there. They do. If you haven't had one of those, the giant hunk of cheddar is what it's all about.
Can I just say, though, if you do have a ploughman's lunch, don't tell the ploughman. Anyway, listen, you've got the most amazing entertainment while you're on board, of course. The Royal Court Theatre is, really is kind of a cut above the rest. Something very, very amazing. I was just thinking, as you were talking about the crew, obviously there are, hundreds of cruise ships out there in the world. Cunard have only 4. It must feel pretty special to be a member of the crew on one of those 4 ships. Yeah. Because I imagine for them it's a very, very exciting life as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And people really do take that role seriously, just being on board Cunard. And also carrying on the heritage and legacy behind this iconic cruise line brand, which dates back to the White Star Line, the first cruise vessels.
And working for them must be like, the equivalent in the acting world to have got a part in a Bond film.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, right?
That's got to feel good, hasn't it?
Yeah, and they even have a museum talking you through the history of Cunard. They have a bookstore on board. It's very cute and quaint, and the shows, like you mentioned, are very good as well to enjoy those. And also, daily activities. You've got your pub quiz, you've got your bingo, you've got karaoke, you've got all of those favourite activities, shuffleboard, you've got, ping pong. There's all kinds of things you'd be involved in. You can learn how to fold really elaborate, detailed, napkins for dinner parties as well, and learn to cook with the executive chef, select dishes that they create. We're cruising out of the port for Rome, Civitavecchia, and the first port we're heading into is going to be Argostoli in Greece. Absolutely beautiful port. This is Kefalonia, and you've got some great things to see and do here, including some of the best beaches in the world. I absolutely loved my time visiting this island. Corfu's next, and also a favourite amidst travellers. This has a lovely market downtown. You've got gorgeous beaches, and there's even an English cricket pitch to enjoy whilst you're in Greece. There we go. Next up, it's Couture in Montenegro, which is a UNESCO World Heritage protected city. St. Tryphon's Cathedral is a must to visit, and the city walls. Take a little guided tour around and learn about the amazing history behind this medieval city. Next up, Split, Croatia. This is also an absolutely gorgeous, surprising destination, one that we don't see or hear a lot of. Diocletian's Palace is one of the most famous buildings to visit in this port of call for sure. We are into Trieste in Italy, in northern Italy next, in the northeast corner. Very close to Slovenia here, so you might want to take a panoramic tour of the Slovenian coast and farmers market, or even Venice. You can actually do Venice with time on your own. Zadar, Croatia is up next. I'm loving that you've got so many different Croatian ports we don't often see. Now, they're famous for their sea organ. You've got to go and see that and take a picture and experience the way it makes magical tunes with the ocean. Dubrovnik is next on the itinerary. Now, you can do a total Game of Thrones experience day trip tour whilst you're there, or Krivika waterfalls. Now, I think a lot of Game of Thrones fans will be absolutely thrilled to learn about the filming locations here. Valletta in Malta awaits us next, the Big Rock, as it's also known. You can learn about Malta's war history in an amazing museum there, or maybe take a little boat trip to the Blue Lagoon and Grotto. It's very beautiful, the Mediterranean Ocean, of course. Naples is next on the itinerary for incredible ancient Pompeii, which is the city that was buried under rock and ash for thousands of years. Now, the museum that supports that is nothing short of spectacular. We are back into the port for Rome. We've included your transfer to the airport, where we'll fly you back to Sydney, Australia. You've got lounge access as well, which is a lovely finishing to your trip, to have a nice relaxing time in the lounge at the airport. But look at this itinerary. I mean, ancient history, incredible modern culture, so much to see and do on this itinerary.
It's awesome, isn't it? I mean, you look at every one of those places on that itinerary and you just think, actually, there's not anywhere on that list that I think, oh, actually, I don't really fancy going there. Do you know what I mean? There are sometimes, even on cruise itineraries, that you think, okay, I'm not too bothered about that place, but I like this, this and this. So you like, sort of 80-90% of the ports you think you get very, very excited about. On that itinerary, every single one of those is a winner. Even if you've never been to that part of the world, it feels like if you've done a Mediterranean cruise before, that this is kind of taking you, in different directions. If you're a long-term cruiser, it's always nice to see variety in your journeys as well. Right, focus everyone, because this is a big, big opportunity. You are about to be staggered, and I do mean staggered, by this offer. It will sell out very, very quickly. I'll tell you that right now, because it really is a true gem. Included over your 19 nights is the premium lounge access at Sydney International. Before you fly over to Rome in Italy, you have a 3-night hotel stay there in Rome with breakfast included. Before you join Cunard's Queen Victoria for a coastal splendours voyage over 14 nights. And it just sounds idyllic. It really does. Greece, Croatia, Malta, and so much more in true luxury. Your voyage ends back in Rome. We transfer you from the port to the airport. Then you check into the premium lounge there before you fly back to Sydney. Now, that's a lot of premiums I've just read out in that list. So you're probably thinking, okay, it must be a really, really premium price tag then, because you're taking so long to tell me about it. Let me show you. Look. Yeah. This is planning now for a trip that, just bear in mind, here in Oz, everyone who watches CruiseAway is seeing this right now. But the cruise itself is being seen by the whole world. And it has a special offer right now, which we have in our package here. We've taken advantage of every single thing that we could take advantage of in the travel business. And remember, that price tag is also testament to our 25 years of holiday planning know-how as well. How we've managed to get it down to that, I have no idea whatsoever. I just know that this number here could be your best friend today. And it's a toll-free telephone number as well. Here are the upgrade prices to Ocean View and balcony for the cruise itself on Queen Victoria. Remember, it's a 2-week cruise as well, you lucky people. I can't believe you're getting a city stay in Rome and the 2 weeks of premium, let's not call it cruising. We don't cruise with Cunard, we voyage with Cunard. And it's a really wonderful itinerary as well. Listen, call our team right now, 1300 411 968. We need to move on to our final offer, but take advantage of that because it is ridiculous. And if you thought that was good, it's time to now disappear into a dream world here at CruiseAway as we show you 30 nights of the dreamy Greek Isles, the delights of Spain and the buzz of London. 21st of April in 2026 is where it all starts. And once again, we enjoy the premium lounge at Sydney International before you fly over to London to enjoy a 3-night hotel stay there. Bed and breakfast in your hotel as well, so you can have your eggs any way you like. You could even have some quintessential cornflakes if you like.
You can, yes, you can. But yeah, we love a full English, right? That's what I'd be having every day.
Bacon,
and
sausage.
London's a foodie city.
Yes, it is.
Every possible cuisine. In fact, they have a famous area called Brick Lane, famous for curries. So good. They do a mean curry in the UK.
Or you could have eels as well, couldn't you?
You could have jellied eels.
Yeah. No thanks.
No, thank you.
Some things need avoiding.
I don't know why that was ever a famous dish. Anyway, look, Queen Victoria, you won't find a jellied eel in sight on board the Queen Victoria. You're going to be on board for 24 nights. Look at the theatre. I mean, that is glamorous, gorgeous, sophisticated elegance. You could even get yourself a little box and enjoy the champagne up in the royal box, dressed in sequins. And this, by the way, this is the cruise. That's the Winter Gardens, my favourite place to sit and relax on board Victoria. Have a lovely cup of tea or something stronger, but this is the absolute cruise to dust off your glad rags, get those sequins out, get those full-length gowns out, ladies, gents, get that tuxedo out, because this is where you can wear it and enjoy it. They have formal nights like nowhere else on Cunard. Now, formal nights are not like, you know, it's not a forced activity. If you don't want to dress up formal, you can go up to the buffet. You don't have to be part of that. But they want to make it part.
It's all about the pictures, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all about those picture memories that you take home and you post online and whatever. It becomes your new profile picture on Facebook, doesn't it, straight away?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's lovely. It's a really, really nice feeling. You know, it's not every night of your cruise. You don't have to think, you know, I need 24 suits for the 24 nights. You absolutely don't. You know, it's a very kind of casual and relaxed affair during the day. It's in the evening where things get that little bit more elegant, but there are different levels of that elegance as well. You know, you choose what you feel is appropriate for the night that it is. And there will be theme nights as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They do theme nights tailored to the itinerary. So, you know, you're heading over, of course, to Greece and Italy and all these wonderful places, and they will, you know, put that on theme for you with regards to their events they have out on deck.
And the food as well, of course.
And the food, of course.
We'll follow the destinations.
Local fare. We're cruising out of Southampton, and first up we're into La Coruña in beautiful Galicia, northern Spain. Now, this is the gateway to visit the famous pilgrim city of Santiago de Compostela, where people walk sometimes for a month to reach. Fascinating to learn about that. Next up, we're into gorgeous Lisbon, which is the capital of Portugal. From Pastel de Nata, which is their famous sweet, through to wooden trams and lovely little alleyways. This will be an enchanting, incredible capital city for you to visit. Next up, it's Malaga, down in Andalusia. Now, in the old town, which is very charming, you've got Picasso Museum, you've got lots of great shopping. You're not too far from the Alhambra Palace over in Granada, though, which you can go and visit as well with a tour. Speak to your Shore Excursions team on board. Next up is Cartagena, which has a lovely old Roman theatre that you can visit, and they have some great Roman ruins in this port indeed. These Spanish cities, though, are so easily walkable, with lots of great little winding alleyways to experience. Then it's Palma de Mallorca, over in the islands, and you've got such beautiful, relaxed vibes here in Palma. In fact, I love the ocean front where you can just grab a cocktail and stroll along, or you might want to head to Puerto Soller for some beautiful beaches. We're into Barcelona, which is the capital of Catalonia, and this has got some of the most famous architecture on earth by Antonio Gaudi. I would suggest, if you've never been there before, taking a whistle-stop tour by mini bus, so you can see a little bit of everything. Heraklion awaits us next. Now, this is really one of the cradles of ancient civilization in Greece, in Crete, one of the islands. You have the Palace of Knossos, which is world famous, to visit there, alongside a lot of more amazing architecture. Next up, it's Cunard in Turkey, talking about amazing ancient civilizations. Ephesus is what many people will be flocking to visit, and you know, it's an ancient Roman city. You will find some amazing and fascinating things there. Istanbul is next, and Istanbul is really quite an incredible city. You've got an overnight on board to make the most of it. The Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, the Grand Bazaar. Lovely thing about Istanbul is it boasts both a European and an Asian side. You know, it's a tale of two cities essentially. We're into Piraeus in Greece next, which is the gateway to incredible Athens, and of course Athens is known for some of the most famous architecture, including the Parthenon, which of course the Acropolis has amazing views over Athens. Next up, it's Mykonos in Greece, and Mykonos is going to be more of a chilled port to visit. They have a lovely old town with great boutiques, the iconic windmills, of course, against the blue backdrop of the Aegean Sea will make perfect picture opportunities for sure. Next up, it's Kataklon, which is known for the ancient city of Olympia, where they had the first Olympics many thousands of years ago. And you can also visit the archaeological museum that supports it. But if you want to do something different, perhaps head to an olive farm to learn about olive oil production. Now, we're going to disembark in Barcelona. I love that. You've got 2 nights in Barcelona to enjoy. So we did do a little stop during the itinerary, but this is giving a more extensive visit, which is wonderful. And, you know, from El Born, which is the Gothic district with great tapas, through to the incredible Parque Güell in the mountains, there is something for everybody to enjoy in Barcelona.
Oh, it's a beautiful city, it is, and that sadly is where your holiday ends, because then we have to fly back to Sydney, having the most spectacular holiday over your 30 nights. You've got so much included in this package as well. So the airport lounge pass in Sydney Airport, your flight over to London, a 3-night hotel stay there, bed and breakfast, the transfer down to Southampton to start your 24-night voyage with Cunard on Queen Victoria, cruising Spain, Portugal, the Greek islands, and overnight in Istanbul in Turkey. Voyage ends in Barcelona, 2 nights in a hotel there, bed and breakfast as well, before your flight back to Sydney. Oh my word, it sounds like $15,000 to me. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near. Just under $7,000. But you are going to have to snap it up really, really quickly, because to hold that price at that low is 1, ridiculous, and 2, very, very difficult to do for long. So if you like it, I would suggest that you call us as quickly as you possibly can. If not sooner, 1300 411 968 is your toll-free number. Here's an overview of the whole offer and your upgrades as well. So you've got your prices there to go ocean view up to your balcony, and of course the very, very ultimate in a suite. And actually, it's funny enough, you would have imagined the whole voyage to have been closer to your suite price just for the cruise element of that. So it is quite ridiculous, really. Do take advantage of these offers. Remember, they're all subject to availability and they're all time limited. It's really difficult, to be honest with you, to keep a package like this at one price for any amount of time, because travel prices, as you know, if you're looking for anything, can change within 5 minutes. It's as simple as that. So do talk to the team right now. We've worked very, very hard to keep that at that price for as long as we can, but it is subject to availability. Anyway, listen, we need to leave you to the rest of your day. Make sure you speak to our team toll free, because they are amazing, amazing deals. There are more on the website as well, cruiseaway.com.au. That's it. We're out of time and out of breath for now, but come back and see us again here on Gecko, and we'll cruise away all over again. Bye-bye.
Mind how you go.